Capricorn, today is your reading. It is 10:55. 10 also showed up in your dice. So 10 has something to do with this. Perhaps it's in reference to October. Perhaps it's just in reference in general. Hold on, I gotta move this stuff around so that I can make it fit as best as possible without this phone falling. Okay, so this reading is from now until the end of the year. Hopefully we get some good information here, right? So, I'm gonna have to put this box right here. And make sure I get the cards out of here first. Let's see. So, how have you been, Capricorn? I know that there's a lot of things going on with you lately. And the reason why I say that is just simply because of the fact that, alright, cool, that's better. So, as you can read the description there, watch out for subversive actions. Pay attention to the details. Focus a lot on your self-care, because this is what's happening with Capricorn lately. From now to the end of the year, there seems to be the connotation of Cancer energy. Wherever Cancer is in your chart, pay attention to that. 144 on the time is basically letting you know that self-care is necessary, because that's what's going to lead you to happiness. And at the same time, there is a certain something that you have to do and move forward on in order to produce that self-care. Assertiveness, boundaries, things like that. Mars showed up, so don't go about it in a way that is aggressive. Don't go about it in a way that's passive aggressive, defense mechanisms and stuff like that. That's in the description as well. What you're trying to do here, Capricorn, is bring things to a successful end, and technically end by the end of the year, right? So, in order to do that, we have to grow. We have to understand what it is that we need to grow. And then at the same time, as we understand what we need to grow, by following our intuition, because you have both the moon as far as the planet dies, and then you have 11 right there as far as the number dies. It's calling for you to bring this thing to a successful end, but in love, by figuring out the details and understanding the truth. So you had the yellow Adventurine. Yellow Adventurine is connected to the Solar Plexus. And if you read into the description, I say something about number 19. Number 19 is very important in terms of... when it comes to the human design gate, 19 is the root chakra, but it connects to the solar plexus by way of number 19 to 49. In human design, that's actually a very important gate, because that's where the energy travels from down here into the solar plexus. From the solar plexus, it actually has a couple places it can go. It can go up into the willpower center, and from the willpower center, it then goes over to the spleen, and or by way of I think it's gate 6. So if gate 6 comes out, then maybe that has something to do with you guys. But if it travels up gate 22, it goes up to the throat center, and that throat center is the G, self, or the expression. So, and that matters because how you express yourself, if you can even express yourself, whether that's a defined channel or not in your chart, that would actually have some implications in there too. All right, so enough with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and start placing cards. Okay, so in this month, there is a transformation that's trying to take place. That would be the month of September, because this is what this reading is for: September, October, November, and December. Okay, In let's see, in October, there is something that the universe is going to reflect back to you. So pay attention to that. Ooh, some cards fell out, and I'm not going to place those into the months. However, what I will do is I will take these cards and I will read them and see. Okay, so guard against anxiety. You know, there's a necessity to remain calm, and the reason why as well is because this yellow Adventurine showed up. So there's going to be a necessity to be calm. Don't let yourself get led around by people that may be trying to deceive you. This is the alchemical sign for air, but this actually is the alchemical sign for earth. So remain grounded. Understand that your thoughts are not going to be influenced by other people. Why? Because there's a certain sense of passion that you have to understand within yourself, but it has more to do with understanding your own resourcefulness, and that your own resourcefulness doesn't come from anybody else. All right, comes from you, Capricorn. So let's see. And the reason why I say that too is because there's two colors that came out, number 2 and number 7, and these are just the way that they're inside the box. One is, if it could focus, go with the flow, right? This is a salmon color. So if you see any salmon imagery, you know that's your sign there. And this one right here says sky's the limit. And this one is oatmeal. So if, oh no, not oatmeal, powder blue. So if you've been seeing any colors related to blue or any substances related to powder, blue powder, oh no. Oh no, Capricorn. No, just say no to the amphetamines if you run into any amphetamines. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. Okay. Ah, cool. So November is going to focus in a lot on connections. And let's see what else. Let's go ahead and shuffle this one more. And one of them wanted to fall out right there. Okay. And be aware of the various things that you don't see. You have a divine card, fire, and air. And then, of course, you have water at the bottom of the deck. So there is a necessity for you to understand that the energy right now is basically downgrading. There is some type of, there is some type of transformation that's trying to take place, but I think this transformation is more of like understanding like how to manage your energy. And so one thing that comes to mind is organization. I put it into the description, and organization requires that we understand certain key details. Right now, when Mercury is retrograde, you're gonna have to understand these key details to a T. Just simply because, moving forward, there is some type of something taking place that's allowing you to see details aside from the Mercury retrograde. It fairly certain it has something to do with Uranus trine Mercury, and more specifically Pluto trine Mercury. So in the month of September, the sun goes from Virgo to Libra. By the 24th, it'll be in Libra, and by the 30th, it'll hit 6 Libra. So 6 seems to be a number that will be connotated in this reading, and perhaps we might see 6 a little bit more. If so, that means that the energy is traveling from the solar plexus on over to the it's traveling on over to the spleen, possibly, or it might make its way up to the throat center. I'm gonna have to go into the. Yeah, You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna put the phone over here. It just seems a little bit better, a little bit easier to read as well. Okay, so if it does go by way of line 6, we should see 59 in this reading. It actually goes towards the sacral chakra, and it goes from line 6 to 59. So if that happens, then the sacral chakra, it has a lot to do with primal energy. It's Mars related, so hopefully we see something like that. There's a lot of fire cards. In the month of October and November, there's a lot of fire card energy, or the fire ant, the swan in the reverse. So the swan is normally a water card. I would associate it with Cancer. However, this energy is flipped, and the swan is usually about a reflection, what the universe is trying to reflect to you, in some way, shape, or form. It's also a self-reflection as well. And Nelly's in the reverse. The reason why this transformation, whatever it is that's trying to come through, isn't going to be in the month of September is because there's a lot of things going on. There is a lot of things going on around communication, but it's following your intuition through that communication, because 11 and 33 has to do with 2 and 6. You have the 2 right there, so decisions. And when it comes to these decisions, there's a very interesting thing that comes with decisions when you trust your intuition. Right now, that's what's being called for. Let's see. So 27. 27 is in the solar. Is in the sacral. Or let me see. I want to go ahead and see what the space is here, and because I'm barely getting into the human design portion, so I'm still trying to understand how human design fits into not just health but a lot of other different things. So please bear with me as I look at this information. This is happening in real time, guys, so okay. And as I do that, I'll go ahead and draw some more cards from the Fairies Oracles. Okay, yeah, so it is the sacral energy sector. A human design says that when it comes to the understanding of the sacral center, it's considered the center of the life force and vitality. It's the powerhouse of the body graph and is associated with work, sexuality, creativity, and basic survival instincts. It's considered a motor and is the only center that can provide sustainable energy. Now, that's the energy that comes from the root and it travels up to the sacral, and that happens by way of line 53, 60, and 52. And it connects to from 53 to 42, 60 to 3, and 52 to 9. If we have any of those numbers pop up, Capricorn, then I'll go ahead and explain those ones. Hey, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have my live chat going. All right. So just in case you send any messages my way, I can go ahead and see them. And I can also answer any questions just in case you have any questions. All right. So go ahead and readjust this. You know what? That actually looks a little bit better. And there's more space. Cool. All right. So if there's any references, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. It's kind of tilted, but oh well. 59. Anything? 59. Nope, no 59. Oh yeah, there is 59. Gate 59. Okay, so 6 and 59. I'm gonna go ahead and just go into this. Gate 59 should be in here somewhere. So gate 59. Alright, cool. I like this. Gate 59 is known as the gate of dispersion. It's located in the sacral center of the human design chart, and it carries the energies for breaking barriers and promoting closeness and intimacy. So in the month of October, there is some type of helpful fixes that you guys are going to be trying to implement in your relationships, more than likely. And when it comes to these fixes, the energy is meant for breaking barriers. Maybe, there's been some separations for some of you Capricorns in relationships. In the month of October, there's going to be a lot of that energy to help fix that. Oh, 62. All right. Or 26. Let's see. 62 or 26. Okay, well, 26 is in the willpower, and it connects by way of 37 to 40, and then from 26 to 44. Let's see if 44 pops up. The only time I'm gonna be looking at these numbers and seeing how they connect is if it's connected into somehow this reading here. All right, guys. So with that being said, 26 is not something that's popping up here. Neither is 62. 62 is not in any of these centers here. But it is in the it is in the throat. So if by any chance there is any connection to say 48 to 62, then we'll go ahead and discuss that. But I don't think there will be 84 or 48. Okay, so 48 is going to be a number that I'm going to be looking into. Okay, so I'll go ahead and continue with looking at gate 59, and then I'll go ahead and explain gate 48 as I reach into December. Okay, guys? So, in number 27, let's see, where's 27? 27 is in the sacral. 27 seems to be a number that's connected with the energies of let's see, with the gate of caring residing in the sacral center. So if we see anything about the gate of caring and how it connects to number 50, well, then we'll go ahead and take a look at that. All right, that being said, I'll go ahead and go back to 59 and go ahead and explain how 59 is connected to the month of October. 59 is one half of the channel of mating, and it connects to relationships by way of gate 6, the gate of conflict. This channel connects the sacral center of the life force and fertility with the solar plexus center and the center of emotions, desire, and intuition. We got 4 here, the fiery sword, and this actually makes September quite interesting because there are certain things that you need to cut out. I think I mentioned it in the description, and these things need to be cut out because they need to be brought to an end. And that 4 is actually connected to what gate? It's in the Anja Center, so that's going to be for a later time in terms of the number 4. But in terms of the reading so far, right here in the month of September, there are certain things that you're cutting out, and technically what you're cutting out are things that didn't work for you or didn't create something in your life, Capricorn. And it makes sense. You're getting set up for something big. 41 or 14. 41 resides where? Doesn't reside anywhere in any of the areas that we're looking at. However, there is the reference to 14, and that's also in the sacral chakra. Oh, 41, it's actually connected to gate 30. So if we see gate 30, we'll go ahead and mention something on that. 28, Dreamweaver in the reverse. And let's see. And number 8. Okay. Cool. And 13, Solus. How does that play into this whole thing? Okay, so in the month of September, there's a transformation that wants to take place, but will only take place if these things are cut out. We'll find out what's going to be cut out right now by drawing some. Oh, so yes, moving away from something, or the inability to move away from something, and it's connected to your emotions. So remember, energy in motion will always keep you trapped. Okay. Ooh. Okay. It's making a little bit more sense. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and start explaining September and October. So in September, something needs to be cut out. It's in the mind and it's in the heart. And of course, we mentioned the solar plexus. The solar plexus is connected to the willpower, which I consider to be the heart, by way of gate 37. Now, gate 37 isn't there, neither is gate 40. But I will say that 4 seems to be a connotated number. And when it comes to 4, especially in the reverse, there's instability that's happening. Of course, swords are an indication of the mind. So you got to bring your thoughts into organization. There's a necessity to take everything that you've learned and to actually organize it in a manner that fits with your beliefs. Now, a lot of the things that you've been doing lately have not been connected to your beliefs, Capricorn. So that needs to be mediated. Oh, man. Okay, cool. Interesting. Pentacle cards coming out. So December, very interesting. Okay, cool. Oh, and that's why. All right. So, all right. September, very, very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Let me go to the human design area, and I will go to 27. All right, so 27 is a gate of caring, and its basic energy is in familial bonds, intimacy. It is the gate of selflessness, as is written here, and is often oriented towards ensuring the well-being of others. Now, think about the fact that when you care more about others than you care about yourself, there's a lack of self-care, right? And because there's a lack of self-care, what ends up happening is that you don't technically have the resources. So that's why the beaver spirit was popping out. It was saying, understand when people are trying to manipulate you, when people are trying to use your resources for their gain. And here in the month of September, especially with the Mercury retrograde, you're going to be alerted to various different details. And how those details manifest, well, it has a lot to do with the 4 energy. So when it comes to the 4 energies, the energies that we need to encompass or that we need to tell ourselves are, I am learning valuable lessons from myself every day. Hi. Capricorn man. All right. So, are you learning valuable lessons during this? Well, have you already started learning valuable lessons? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. And in the month of September, that's going to continue. That's what's going to lead to a transformation. Oh, okay. All right. So this card for you has already flipped itself or is in the process of flipping itself. And pay attention to your emotions because although you might not believe it, the universe is handing you something. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, so then for you, that means that all of these cards, and it's crazy because if you take them in the perspective of where they're at right now, essentially this is what you're looking at. So you've already witnessed a transformation. So so as far as this being in the reverse, it's not referring to you. You're in the process of creating something, but remember, when it comes to new relationships, do not put up your guard, especially if you don't see any signs. But at the same time, understand that the universe has your back. So there's no need to go ahead and go forward with defense mechanisms. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a very, very good thing to do. See, the idea generally here is that in order for you to create anything, and that's including happiness, there is a necessity for you to cut things out that are no longer necessary. Things that were affecting the emotions and the mind. And this is actually a valuable lesson that you learned. The Four of Swords right here, in terms of the affirmation, is also the Four of Swords that's right here. So angel number 44 would be implicated here as well. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 is the number of self-care. I want to go ahead and go into the 44th gate and see where that's at. Okay. Your energy is splenic run. And when it comes to the splenic authority, there is a lot of connotation of survival. That survival energy has a lot to do with understanding that your intuition is telling you things in the moment. Now, the in the moment intuition happens a lot when it comes to something that's affecting you right then and there. Now, you might notice something in your body when these situations pop up. That's just part of what happens when you're dealing with the splenic authority. Let's see what other number pops up right here. Yeah, so it's not just about survival, it's about instinct. And your instincts were telling you, hey, there was things going on. So what did it do? The universe was like, here, go this way. Nine of Swords. There's a Nine of Wands here. Though these times are difficult, they are only a short phase of life. That one, I feel, is specifically for you. Which is a very interesting card to draw for that month, or for September, because I think these are the two things that you need to keep in your mind, is that you're learning valuable lessons, and though these lessons may be tough, they're leading you to calmer shores, and they're actually leading you towards a better life. It's actually leading you towards more happiness. Consider yourself kissed by the pixies. All right. 6. So in the month of, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and draw some more cards, and then I'll draw the affirmations as I go through these months. 9. The Nine of Wands, which is actually right here. There's no need to be defensive in the sense that as you learn these valuable lessons every day, you're actually going to become more and more happier. The key here is to understand proper giving and receiving, and to understand when your energy is not being reciprocated. Pay attention to that, and then you'll understand how the relationships that you're in will function in your life. That's not just for you, but that's for all Capricorns. Seven of Cups, or Seven of Hearts. So sevens, if you've been seeing 7-7 lately, that's actually a positive sign. In the month of September, you'll probably see 9-9. You may see 4s, or you may see 6s. The 6s are to let you know that in terms of the energy, it's going to expand. So whatever energy you're encompassing is going to expand in the month of September. Also, one thing I do want to point out, and especially if we're talking about the number 27, which resides in the sacral chakra. The gate 27, hold on. Gate 27 can enhance or modify nurturing energy. For example, if it's connected to gate 50, the gate of values, the individual may express their caring nature by upholding and protecting certain values or norms. This could be considered traditions, but in terms of this this energy, it might be fluctuating or inconsistent, just simply because of the fact that if this energy is not defined in another person, then you'll witness those ups and downs. If it is, then the person who doesn't have defined and the person who doesn't have it defined will have the energy fluctuating, and the ones that do have it defined is just going to be part of their nature. Gate 27, it connects with the I Ching hexagram. Let me see, the first line represents the care for oneself, while the fourth line represents care on a community or social level. So some of you guys might be caring for the society as a whole. And it's also worth noting that gate 27 manifests in the chart by embracing the nurturing and the nurturing energy and striving to find a balance between caring for others and caring for self. We mentioned that when it came to the energy for September. There's a necessity for you to care for yourself, but at the same time, this energy is not just for September, it's till the end of the year. It often translates into deep care for one's partner, but it also translates into care for everybody else too. That's a very interesting energy shift from October to November. It actually has the same number, 65, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. I don't know if 65 is an important number in the 60s. Nope, doesn't really seem to be anything in the chart, so I'll have to analyze that one in terms of angel numbers. Okay. Oh, and then 4, an ace, and 8. Okay, so yeah, so 4 and 8 as far as the affirmations go. I'm not gonna go put these right here because I feel like these are general energies. My potential to succeed is infinite. Keep that in mind, Capricorn. And I put my energy into things that matter to me. So there you go, Cancer energy there. The Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands in the reverse though. This is something you need to affirm to yourself, Capricorn. I give myself permission to do what is right for me. It's actually a very powerful message, because when you allow yourself to do what's right for you, you have the potential to succeed. and that potential is infinite. But you also are able to put energy into the things that matter to you, and whatever matters to you is going to be a lot work related. I keep getting the idea or the influence that there's going to be something that is approached. That something that's given to you, something that maybe you've been holding for a long, long time. Maybe it has to do with the move. Maybe it has to do with the inability to move, the inability to build up generational wealth. Maybe the ability to be able to finally not walk on eggshells, not have to watch what you think and how you communicate that. Because if you go from September to October to November to December, you go from the Six of Swords reversed to the King of Pentacles reversed to the Seven of Swords reversed to the Nine of Swords in the upright. What that's telling me is the inability to move away from certain thoughts that are affecting your coin and your abundance and kind of running you dry, and you know this, and then a subversive influence that maybe has been keeping you from your success. Although I do feel like this is also you, in a way. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you don't deserve success. That could be something that you overcome in the month of November. Now, you do have the Nine of Wands right here. So it does have to do something with giving and receiving, or knowing what to give your energy to, knowing what to give your resources to, right? And 3, that's nice. I trust that I am on the right path. Well, there you go. By December, you'll understand that you are on the right path, and you'll understand also that you are at peace with all that has happened, is happening, and will happen. So there's a certain sense of knowing, a certain sense of intuition that's going to be happening in the month of December, and all of this is going to play a role into it. So what you have to understand is that at the bottom of it all, your drive and ambition allow you to achieve your goals, right? So that's actually a really powerful message. The general idea here is in the month of in the month of September, there's a necessity for you to understand that this is just a short phase. Although it's difficult, you'll get past it. There's certain things that you're going to cut, and that's actually going to make life a lot easier. In the month of November, oh, look at that. In the month of November, there's going to be helpful fixes that you try to implement. The fixes that you try to implement are connected to the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra, if you're talking about number 59 in human design, oopsies. I seem to have disappeared it. So no, I didn't. Gate 59. Alright, so in the month of November, implementing helpful fixes and gate 59 is going to be extremely important. Gate 59 is the gate of dispersion. So it's about breaking barriers and closeness in intimacy. So in the month of October, it has a lot to do with relationships. And let me see. The month of October, the month of October, let's see, Venus is in Leo, and it shifts on the 10th into Virgo. Pay attention to whether these connections like inspire you, Capricorn. Because if they do, they'll make you happy. That's for sure. They'll make you happy, and the inspiration that you receive from them is actually going to be a reflection of the energy you put into it. So long as you don't remain defensive and try to use defense mechanisms to run the relationship, you'll be fairly abundant. That's this energy here, the Ten of Pentacles. So generally, if you look at the affirmations that are necessary, and these are the Bodacious Bodak helpful fixes, then you're going to have to flip that 65 energy to a 56. Understand that you make a difference in the world simply by existing in it. And I mean, us Capricorns, we're powerful, man. I call us the Capricorn gang. And we are superior to negative thoughts and low actions. That's exactly what this is right here. Well, the swords energy. Low actions, negative thoughts. That's specifically here, right? And we want to avoid that. What we want to do is we want to hold on to our values. We want to hold on to the image that we originally set, right? So being superior to these negative thoughts and low actions, and also understanding that we make a difference in the world, is going to make a big change in our lives. I'm going to go ahead and read the Swan to see why that card is in the reverse. Okay, so it's about effortless creativity, being a sensitive mystic, and elegant power. When this energy is out of balance, you become agitated, snippy, and lacking a vision. Now, that's not too much of a surprise, because when you lack a vision, you start telling yourself you can't. In the month of November, ensure that you don't tell yourself that you can't, just because if you tell yourself, actually the counter to this type of energy is the Five of Wands. And this energy here, if you can read the card, it says, I make a difference in the world simply by existing in it. So that's the best way to counter this I can't energy. Gate 59, one of the challenges that you'll experience with it is let's see, the role of Gate 59. Gate 59 is connected to Gate 6, the Gate of Conflict. Together they form the channel of mating, okay? It plays a role in the spiritual journey. I knew it. So, if you can manage to get this energy in, to focus, to get this energy, to apply the helpful fixes, such as these affirmations to yourself, then what ends up happening is you end up telling yourself more that you can. And these negative, these reverse cards, like the King of Pentacles, they actually flip themselves upright. The Swan itself will flip itself upright too. So spend some solo time. And that means that in the month of October, try to spend more time with yourself. Try to do more self-care. And in a sense, if you can do that, then you'll have not just an idea of where your emotions lie, and you'll have more of an idea of how your emotions can influence things. And then you'll become more confident. You have the Nine of Pentacles for the month of November. For the month of October. Sorry about that. And once you actually get that Swan energy into balance, what ends up happening is that you have basically infinite creative power. And for a Capricorn, imagine that. Creative infinite power mixed in with the ability to move forward with determination And that means you're going to get wherever you're going to, or wherever you're trying to go to. 1 plus 8 is 9. So I'm getting the angel number 18 in my head. 18. Is there any 18 out here? Nope. I don't see any 18. However, that doesn't matter. If you can get a rein on your emotions and project yourself in a confident way, which is exactly what the 65 is trying to call for, and this is something that you're going to learn intuitively. 4 plus 9 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. So the 4 connotation in terms of the month of September, creating a safe space for yourself is going to be important. In the month of November, you actually move forward from that safe space by telling yourself these affirmations that basically strengthen you emotionally and also strengthen you in the mind. And now it actually makes sense. When you run with this type of energy, you're basically unstoppable if you really think about it. Like, you become even more powerful than a zebra, than a lion. Then you become faster than a cheetah, and you get to see a lot of different things play themselves out in your reality, and then you get to understand them as well. Let's see. I need to find the fire ant. I believe he's over here towards the front. Fire ant energy seems to denote connections. It seems to denote following orders, whether that's you following orders, Capricorn, or whether that's somebody else following orders. Doesn't really matter. The idea is that in the month of November, there's going to be a lot of activity. I mean, a lot of activity. Like, there's going to be a lot of different people around you, and you're going to need to create that solo time. Now, that solo time should have been created in the month of October, right? Or at least you should have been doing it during the month of October so that it can solidify itself as a habit in the month of November. Now, if you bring this energy into balance, you'll be thoughtful and you'll be disciplined. And at the same time, if you really pay attention to the disciplined energy, that seems to be connected to the 6 energy, Virgo, right? But it's also dedication, so it could fit any earth sign. And of course, you have Pentacles in the month of October. So the energy of stability, the energy of pragmatism, that's all built from the number 4 in the month of September, but it's further solidified in the month of October, going into November. Yes, so you have 10 right here, and so something is going to be brought to a complete end here in the month of November. It's actually a very interesting energy because I'm going to go ahead and read the affirmation cards. And also, while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and look at the Glaucomer because it seems to be telling me something and I don't know what it's trying to tell me. Obviously, the Glaucomer has to do with like what you say matching up with what you do. Don't say one thing and do another. It has to do with integrity, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's see. He's actually part of the fairies that trip you out. Illusion, delusion, lust, projection, and clear sight. Okay, so yeah. Someone is pretending to be other than they really are. They may even believe, or at least want to believe, their own deceit, but probably they lack the moral strength to present themselves and their ideas honestly. Told you. Capricorn, in the month of November, you're going to be experiencing some type of influence And this type of influence is going to be around you, bugging you, literally bugging you. And the idea is that they can't be honest with themselves. So the energy of September is going to show you how to cut these influences out. And then in the month of November, you're going to be affirming to yourself that whatever energy that you felt in the month of September was actually a hard lesson, or hard lessons, I should say, but those lessons were very, very useful. Now, others involved in the situation need to wake up and notice what is really happening instead of allowing themselves to be fooled. The situation needs to be handled with care. That's why Cancer is there. I didn't mean to rhyme, but there you go. Watch out for these influences during the month of November. November is going to bring some pretty interesting energies. I'm going to go ahead and read the Penelope Dreamweaver. I'm fairly certain that some of you Capricorns are having dreams already, and if not, you will soon. But these dreams are revealing certain things, and if I'm not mistaken, these dreams are revealing some type of like past traumas. And you know, it's not too far-fetched that you have Aries, what would be Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries in your 4th house, in terms of astrology-wise. And in the 4th house, it seems to denote that there is a necessity for you to guard yourself, perhaps maybe in the home, as this influence may be in the home. Maybe this influence will be trying to get itself into the home. But regardless though, I think what is being called for here is integrity, because whoever this other person is lacks it. Now the clue here, and I feel like since it's the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Hearts, 5 plus 5 is 10. This has to do with understanding that you brim with energy and you overflow with joy. But at the same time, you also understand that, in a sense, there are certain regrets that you're still trying to get over, and so you have to wash it over with the river of compassion. Replace that anger with love. That is what's being called for in this month as you move through this deceptive energy in the month of November. And what ends up happening is you end up bringing those things to a completion, Capricorn. Don't worry too much about the month of November. I don't feel it's going to be that big of an influence. But if I take this reference of the book Fallen, it's going to be an influence that you're going to have to trust your intuition. This isn't something in the month of November that you're going to have to study for. It's not going to be an influence that that's going to be by the book. I wouldn't be surprised if Pluto had moved into Aquarius by then. So let me see the ephemeris to see where Pluto is, because that would be important. So in the month of November, it's going to be at 28 Capricorn. 2 plus 8 is 10. So that's what this seems to be denoting. And what else is at 10 degrees? Jupiter is going to be at 10 degrees in Taurus. Pay attention to your values in the month of November, as this person is not going to be integral. So you are going to have to be integral yourself, and that takes strength. Strength, I would assume, is connected to Uranus and Mars. Uranus is going to be in Taurus as well. It's going to be at between 21 and 20 degrees. So there's going to be a necessity to creatively move through the decisions that you're going to be making in the month of November, and understand one thing. As the Mercury influence, which is our mind, shifts from 15 Scorpio into 1 Sagittarius on the 11th, there is a necessity to trust your inner intuition, trust your knowledge, because you've been building this over time, Capricorn, and that's going to be a very, very important thing that you carry on from the 12th onto the 28th. Well, actually, onto the 2nd of December. So from mid-November onto the 2nd of December, there's going to be a big propensity to trust your own knowledge and trust your intuitive faculties, okay? All right. I actually like that because that gives us a whole lot more information. And at the same time, it helps us to understand what kind of influences are going to be on us. The month of December, the month of November makes sense because in the month of December, you're going to be breaking some type of chains. I feel like this influence is going to grow over these next 4 months. More specifically from November to December. It's going to cause some anxiety, I would imagine, but you're going to need courage. The fact that number 8 is the 8 singer of courage is in the reverse. And then, of course, you have the collection of pixies. December seems to denote a time of being alone. So from the month of October to December, it seems to be a lot of alone time. I feel like you're going to be figuring things out, and that's probably the reason why you're going to be alone. And if so, I would say give yourself the permission. When the pixies don't have enough to do, they tend to get into mischief together, and they decide they ought to lead the travelers astray, chase the farmer's cows from the field, tangle the computer wires, and tickle his memory, and craft the telephone lines. So, the month of December will bring some type of something like this, and it could be this devil energy, this devil influence. Although it's in the reverse, any devil is a devil. So, I think that's what you are supposed to see in December that you might not see. And so let me go to the fox. What does the fox say? So it says be smart, be strong, or be a strong partner or mate, and be a wise teacher. Now, if this influence in November is a partner of some kind for you, in the month of December, you're going to have to build, or you're going to have to make sure that the connection is strong as you're moving in from September to December. December is where all that energy culminates. And so in December, the sun goes into Sagittarius. Whatever it is that you learn while Mercury is in Sagittarius before it goes into Capricorn, that's all going to play a role in how things are illuminated to you in the month of December. The month of December is actually going to be a very strong month, or a month where you're going to have to need strength. Your defense mechanisms, things like that, you should have gotten rid of them already, but if not, they will be shown in the month of December. Uranus stays in Taurus, but it goes to 19 degrees in the month of December. So the 19, and I figured 19 would probably show up in this reading somehow. It's a very important influence. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into the description, but now I'm gonna make sure that I put it in there just simply because of the fact that 19 it affects the health quite a bit. 19 is connected to the root chakra. The root in human design. And if I go over here to the root, let's see. I have it in the other phone, but 19. Let's see, gate 19. Has a lot to do with health. As you can see in the description, I have Astral Seer 19, which is really weird, but it's known as a gate of approach, and it occupies a unique center in the root center, and it's associated with survival, but it's also associated with primal energies and instinct, and it serves the foundation of the life force. So whatever energy you felt in the month of September is also going to start playing itself out in the month of December too. This is your way, is spot intuition that allows you to understand how to deal with the influence in November and December. Gate 19 is situated within the center and represents the need to belong and to connect with others, particularly in the context of community and mutual support. I wouldn't be surprised if you were trying to do something in the month of December that included quite a bit of people, and perhaps maybe not having the resources necessary for it. So in the month of November, you're going to have to tell yourself that you're brimming with enough energy and enough resources, because that's going to have to solidify itself in your mind for the month of December. Trust that you're on the right path in the month of December. No matter how much anxiety something may give you, no matter how much anxiety a partner may give you, understand that you, as the Page of Pentacles, have to understand that you're at peace with all that's happening, is happening, and will happen. Now, in the month of December, Capricorn, people might tell you, you're freaking crazy. You know what your response should be? I know. Because if it isn't, you're going to be thrown into survival mode. Your adrenals are going to be activated, and you're going to have health issues. So, Gate 19 is crucial to understand that its inherent longing for companionship and its sense of responsibility towards others is deeply driven by the desire to be part of a community. So, whether you become part of a community or whether you are trying to connect to your partner, or both, because I feel like this is your partner and this is you. You're showing up in the strongest position possible, which is the Devil card reversed. And I actually have, there's a description, I have it in my significant other's zodiacal release, or loosening of the bonds. And the loosening of the bond has to do with eros. So temptation, addictions, things like that. I feel like as they do that in the month of December, you need to pay attention to that, and you also got to take care of that. You got to be their rock, basically. You got to be their mountain that they can lean on. The Devil in the reverse, I'll go ahead and put that in the description too after this reading is done. But it's a release. It's where the chains literally fall off on their own. But in the sense that they didn't technically fall off, you were like, you just straight tossed them off, Capricorn. Not them, but the chains that were holding you. The chains, maybe their chains, the power. So the connection is both patient and determined. That's what you're going to have in the month of December. It's patience and determination. And the best way to approach this is with the sense of duty and responsibility. Not obligation, because obligation will leave you feeling like resentful, leave you feeling not really whole, or not feeling like you did enough, if that makes any sense. There is a necessity to approach this situation with intelligence, but a sense of detachment. If you look at the King of Swords or the King of Spades face, he's got that not necessarily a scowl, it's just like a type of face. I mean, I don't know what the description behind that is, but it seems to be the same face that this guy has in the month of November. So, let's see. And then the Four of Wands. Okay, so in the month of December, if you trust that you're on the right path, you're going to be rewarded. Now, what that reward is, I think that I think that depends on how well you handle this situation. I don't think your partner is going to have courage. And if it's not a partner, then it's a friend. I don't think they're going to have the courage necessary. And look at the bottom of this card, or at the bottom of this deck, you have not just the Page of Pentacles, which is, where is it at? Right here, which is an affirmation you need to tell yourself in December. Oh wait, no, not that one. Yeah, actually it is that one. I am at peace with all that has happened, is happening, and will happen. So everything that happens within these 4 months, be at peace with it. That's what's going to lead you to loosen the bonds, your own traumas, and things like that. But it's also going to bring everything to a close. Now, below that, you have the 9 of Spades, and that 9 of Spades connects to September by way of this card here. And this card says, though these times are tough, or these times are difficult, they are only a short phase. So just understand that whatever this phase is only 4 months long. That's not a lot of time. 4 months, gone like that. Believe me, 4 months will not last that long. Maintain your sense of calm and clarity. Build for yourself a safe space in the month of September so that it allows you to complete things and to actually have the calm emotions to be successful in whatever it is that you're going to be doing in the month of October. And stop telling yourself you can't, because you have the knowledge here to apply the helpful fixes. Gate 19 is, it's important to note that while Gate 19 drives us to connect for others, it encourages us to understand and respect our own needs too. These next 4 months, as I mentioned with the 6 of Pentacles and all of that were right here, if you can properly understand how to balance these two things together and how to cut things out that no longer serve the purpose in your life, the next card after that is the Sun. It's happiness. So understand that, and you know what, and that's cool, because there's going to be a lot that's going to be illuminated in December. Let me see. Gate 19 operates under a complex energy structure. It carries an intense desire for unity and mutual understanding, but its desire is grounded in profound respect for individuality and freedom. So, Gate 19 in relationships and their interactions, it fosters a deep sense of connection and empathy and understanding, leading to stronger and more fulfilling relationships. And that's exactly what's happening in these next 4 months up till the end of the year for you, Capricorn. So, that being said, that brings us to a close. I hope that you guys found this information helpful. I hope that this information was thorough enough to give you all that you need, not just to go with the flow, but also to understand that not even the sky is the limit when you think about that. When you can properly function in relationships, the sky is only the first place that you can visit, right? So with that, thank you for being here, Capricorn. Thank you for being here, anybody else. And I will go ahead and see you at the end of the year. Actually, no. I'm going to be coming up with some more readings for you guys. I might delve into some of these months here and maybe put out a video on that and see what else pops up. Understand that your drive and ambition will allow you to achieve all your goals, and will knock this energy out here of you can't right out of the ballpark, right out of the water, right over the edge of the mountain. So with that, I want to go ahead and say that in professional context, because this the month of the month of October and September seem to connotate this. It's particularly influential. And people with this gate active in their human design are often drawn to professions where they can serve, support, and connect with others. Healthcare, counseling, social work, or any other field where empathy and understanding are valued, and possibly even government jobs surrounding these kind of things. So, with that being said, you guys take care. Understand that these next 4 months are a blessing in disguise, and so long as you can rein in your emotions, you're going to be successful, and you'll understand how to connect to others. So, thank you, and I will see you for the next video. Ciao.